Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys. So yesterday we went 2-1, capping off with the Tampa Bay win last night. Fun game, but a lot of back and forth, a little bit nerve-wracking. Never easy, right? Overall for the day, guys, we ended up going 6-3. Atlanta, we lost that in free picks. That is our second game in 3 days. We've lost to a team where they've only gotten 3 hits. So we gave up only 3 hits, and we've lost twice. Yesterday, and then we lost another game. I think they scored 3 runs on 3 hits in that game. But anyways, 2 days or 2 games in 3 days, losing team with 3 hits. If you hold teams at 3 hits, you'll probably win a lot of baseball games. General rule of thumb. Not yesterday. The only positive came out of the Atlanta game is we had one player prop yesterday, and that was Ozzie Albies to score a run, and he scored the only run for Atlanta. So we'll take that. Anyways, finished 6-3, guys. I have a total of 6 plays today, so a little bit lighter day. I have 1 free pick, and then I have 5 Masterclass plays going today. Obviously, all in baseball. Yeah, so a couple people asking me yesterday about basically the Japanese and US game. I had a little opinion. I didn't get time to cap the game, but you guys kind of know my stance from the very beginning. Now in retrospect, I saw so I didn't even know the odds yesterday. I said, look, obviously I think Japan's a better team. Sorry, US. They are, okay? The United States team, and if you don't believe me, go look at players. They're made of minor leaguers and wash-ups and has-beens. Like, you know, they're guys that can still play baseball. But the Japanese are pros, okay? The Japanese are legitimate top-level professional. I'm not saying guys at AAA ball players are not pro ball players, because they are pro ball players, okay? US is AA, AAA ball players. They even got some guys playing the Japanese league, playing on the team. And some guys who are, you know, in their late 30s, can't get a contract in Major League Baseball anymore. The Japanese ball players, guys, are pros. Okay, so anyways, the bottom line on that game is I just didn't have time to cap it properly. I didn't bet the game. I said, look, I think the Japanese team is a better team. Now, in retrospect, in the light of day, I didn't know the odds yesterday. I know minus 160. Would I bet Japan at minus 160? No, I would not have. Okay. I think the line was probably pretty close to exactly where I would set the line on the game. So there wouldn't have been a bet on it, but I definitely, you know, I still think Japan takes the whole thing. As I said earlier on, I think they win the tournament. They're the best ball club there. My one regret yesterday, I should have taken the Canadian women's team in soccer. They're dynamite. They're the best Canadian team that I think we've ever put into an Olympics. The Americans against Canadians in soccer, Canadians have 4 wins and 58 losses. That's hard to bet against, right? Canada, 4 wins, 58 losses against dominant US women's team. But this Canadian women's team is special. And getting almost 4-1 on it yesterday, I regret not doing it. I did, however, just put a little sprinkle on Canada to score a goal in the game because, I mean, they got talent. So anyways, I got that. They ended up winning that. So yada, yada, yada. Onward and upward. One last thing I want to talk about, guys, because I have a little bit of time today, so let me bend your ear for a while. You're like, no, just give us the pick bender. Soon enough. I want to talk about that Evander Kane story, okay? So the Evander Kane story comes out where his wife has basically come out and said, she's more or less come out and said that he's betting on his own games and he's betting against himself, okay? So now, if she just came out and said it, just straight ratted him out, she would have been the bad guy in this, but she tried to spin it, okay? So how she spun it was blaming the NHL, saying, how could you let a man who's sick, who has a gambling problem, who's a degenerate gambler, how could you let him bet on sports and bet against his own team? So she went kind of a roundabout way of blaming them, but what she was really doing is ratting out Evander Kane. So I assume they're going through a messy divorce. I know she had to sell her wedding ring or her engagement ring And I think the thing that pissed her off is when he called her or messaged her, so the story goes, to tell her to sell her ring because she needed money. He was over, I think, in Ibiza or something, partying, or Thailand or something like that. He was partying, living the life. So, yeah. So, I mean, there's that. Now, the whole issue of integrity in sports, guys, it's a concern. It'll always be a concern going forward. What can we do about it? As sports bettors, there's not much we can do about it, except for the fact that we kind of would take solace in the fact that the luck of betting on a team where a fix is in is about 50-50, okay? I mean, yeah, you could get drawn to a bad side where a fix is in or something, more often than not, and we've seen it in certain sports where NBA, where money distribution plays a massive factor in what team ends up winning a game, which is weird. But anyways, look, at the end of the day, guys, I think for the most part, sports has a lot of integrity, okay? And it's always going to be a part of the game, guys. This goes back to the 1900s, 1800s, and I'm sure if you went back to the 1300s in England, they were fixing jousting matches, okay? I mean, this goes back to literally the beginning of competition and betting. So, with legalized sports betting being more widespread, is the temptation larger? Yes. Is there more opportunity for, players to throw games? Absolutely. So, take a small school running back, for example, or you take a small school shooting guard or something. I mean, the examples are endless. But, I mean, if somebody goes to the guy, he's not getting drafted in the NFL, okay? He's got the dream. I mean, maybe he gets a Division I transfer and maybe he, suddenly becomes a top 10 running back in the country. It's unlikely, right? But, I mean, most of these guys by junior year, they know, and senior year, they definitely know. Okay, they're not going in the NFL, but the guy's getting a lot of touches. Okay, he's going to get a lot of touches. So, for $50,000, you're out in the world next year. Okay, you're an athletic superstar. Everyone loves you at your small school. Everyone knows you. But next year, you're a nobody. Okay, you're going out in the world and you got to earn your keep. You probably don't have much in the way of debt because your school paid your ticket. But wouldn't it be nice to start life with $50,000 in your pocket? Get a down payment on a house, get a new car, fumble a ball a couple times a year. I'll tell you when. Have a bad game. Not every game. Just have a bad game a few times a year. You get $50,000 coming your way. Here's 20 grand right now. Go buy yourself whatever. It's a temptation. And is it out there? Absolutely, it's out there. Yeah. Like trying. I'm trying to get a guest on the show. Then we'll do an interview. I'm working on it for a little while. Trying to get someone on the show that actually did it, actually fixed sports, the New York Mob. So we'll see where that goes. But anyways, guys, yes, it is a real thing. It's not going away. But this whole Evander Kane thing, all right. So do I think he bet on sports like in the NHL and stuff and possibly on his own games? My best guess, yes. Did he bet against his team? 50-50. 50-50. Honestly, guys, the guy's got $50 million on his contract. When you have an addiction, you do crazy things, but the guy's got $50 million on his contract. Is he going to bet against his own team? Maybe, okay? I mean, this is hard. I really, honestly, it's hard, but you know what? There is mitigating circumstances such as this mess of his relationship where, things will get said that, can hurt. So anyways, it'll come out in the light of day. But look, regardless of what's going on with the Evander Kane situation, there's still going to be, there's going to be games that are being fixed or games that are being thrown in the future. And, we've seen them firsthand in college basketball, unfortunately. It's the way it is, right? And I mean, I've seen it where I've been on the right side of it, right? And I think, wow, unbelievable, but I'll take it. So it does balance out, and it's more prevalent maybe now, but there's nothing that can be done about it. And it's not like this is a new thing. It's not like 2021 they just figured out, hey, if we shave a couple points off and cover the spread, we we get paid a bit of extra money here. No, it's not new, guys. This goes back they fixed the bloody World Series back in the early 1900s. So, anyways. Now, how about a pick, guys? All right. And, I love to hear you guys' feedback on that. But, I think, did he bet against the Sharks? 50-50 on that one, really. He's got a lot to lose. He's got a lot to lose either way. Playing with fire. But, hell has no scorn like an angry wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. So, yeah. All right. One game for you guys today. 5 additional in Masterclass. If you're interested in Masterclass, bettorwins.com. It is $99 a month. Gets you my full card every day, plus all the Masterclass educational videos. Yeah. All right, so let's get started here, guys. We are going to go back on to Tampa Bay because we didn't have enough of Tampa Bay yesterday. We are going to take Tampa Bay at minus 200. So, again, big favorite. The line has moved. I'll go through this with you guys. So look, on the surface, guys, this is a game where there's definitely been some sharp money on Tampa Bay. There's definitely some public money in there in Tampa Bay. But there is some public money on Seattle as well. And now let's go through this for a second, okay? So on the surface, guys, look, Seattle, good record overall. 56-50, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. On the road, though, they're 23-27, so sub 500. Okay, not great, and we know that Seattle is a much better team at home. Now, Tampa Bay on the flip side, guys, 34-20 at home, which again is well above league average, a very, very good home record. Okay, but what a lot of people are seeing here, guys, is they're seeing Chris Flexen's overall ERA. So look, the guy's got a combined ERA for the season of 3.81 with a 1.25 whip, okay? But, okay, let's look at Chris Flexen at home because we bet on Chris Flexen before at home. It says Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with this guy. At home, guys, he's got a 2.67 ERA with a 1.06 whip, which is phenomenal. But on the road, guys, this guy is nothing short of a massive dumpster fire, okay? He has a 5.92 ERA with a 1.61 whip. It's absolutely unbelievable to see a 1.06 walks hits per inning pitch at home versus 1.6 on the road. Okay, now that combines for 3.81 ERA and a 1.25 whip, which on the surface looks good. I mean, that is a good, solid whip. That makes you, in most teams, a number 1, number 2 starter, probably number 2 starter, right? It looks better than Michael Wacha's numbers at 4.79 ERA and a 1.3 whip. Okay, his whip at 1.3 should indicate maybe a slightly lower ERA, except at home, guys, where at home, Michael Wacha is a great dominant pitcher. He has a whip of 1.06 at home. Okay, 1.06, guys. That is a phenomenal whip. And so the pitching matchup in this one, although on the surface, and this is why Seattle has gotten some public money on this, because on the surface, they're looking at a team and they're saying, I can get, plus 165, plus 170 on this team. And Chris Flexen, better pitcher. But in this matchup, absolutely not. And Seattle, definitely the better team at home, guys. We see the money distribution, 57% of bets, but 84% of money right now. A strong lean towards Tampa Bay there, guys. There's 3 steam and reverse line moves on that game, one of which being mine. So there's 2 additional steam and reverse line moves on this game. So we like Tampa Bay minus 200, guys. That's gonna be it for today. So long video for one pick. I apologize. I hope you like, whatever it is we did here today. So again, guys, if you're interested, I do have 5 additional plays in Masterclass. bettorwins.com. It's $99 a month, and we still have, if you guys are interested, still have that free month promotion. If you're interested, you can get a nice 125% sign-up bonus through BetUS, as well as a free month of Masterclass. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, still the best option for sports betting, betopenly.com, bar none. It's the best value out there, straight up. So check them out. Yeah. All right, guys, that is it for us today. Thank you guys very much. And as always, have a very lucky day.